Everyone, Christos Anesti. Very happy to be here with you today. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your love and care. God willing, Abuna Michael will be back soon before you know it. Today is the second Sunday of the Holy 50 Days. And last week we read the Gospel of Thomas Sunday, otherwise known as Doubting Thomas, which presented to us a contemplation on the strength of our faith and how we should be believing in the Lord Christ. And today the Lord presents for us one of the most profound and possibly challenging discourses in the New Testament, which the Lord Christ tells his disciples that he is the bread of life. And this follows the miracle of the feeding of the 5,000. So we put this into context. He's just fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish. They were all fed, they were full, and now he's saying that he is the bread of life. But he doesn't come to them telling them that I am the bread of life because I'm going to make you full. It'd be nice. It doesn't happen. But he tells them that he's the bread of life because this is a new kind of hunger. It's no longer a hunger about our stomachs, but it's a hunger about our souls. To the Jews, bread was a staple. It was like the staff of life. It was an absolute necessity for survival. And by the Lord Christ coming to say this, he's not just merely saying that I'm a new type of supplement, I'm a new type of vitamin, I'm a new source of, strength for you. I am the very substance which you are required for the life of your soul. He makes that abundantly clear. And in this passage, in this gospel, he makes 2 promises. The first promise is that those who come to him, they will never hunger. And those who come to him, they will never thirst. For example, he's trying to, I suppose, address this spiritual manipulation that sometimes we have, that people often try to fill their lives or fill a void of happiness in their lives with their career, their studies, the successes that they have, their relationships, their possessions, what car I drive, what house I live in. But here the Lord Christ is addressing the next big thing. We live in this state of sometimes this constant craving that I want to be better, and I want to do better, and I want to look better. I'll be happy when A, B, and C. I'm in my job. I'm not happy with my job. I'm not happy with my boss. God, take this away from me. I'm not happy. And then the Lord Christ is there looking down upon us and he says, but I gave you a job. And that job gives you money. And that money fills your household. And it puts food on your table. But I don't find any rest. I can't find any peace. Why? Because I'm always looking for the next big thing. I'm always looking for the next better thing. We only find rest when we find internal peace. And when we have this internal peace, we are settled. We are calm because this internal peace is the Lord Christ, in which he says, I am the bread of life. Bread, necessity. He gives us all that we have. When he taught the disciples to pray, he didn't say to them, give us this day our daily Mercedes. or a 7-bedroom house. He said, give us this day our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us what we need. You will always provide for us. And one of his greatest miracles in feeding the 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish, he wanted to adjust their way of thinking. That this isn't about normal bread. This isn't about filling your stomach. This is about filling your soul. So when I tell you I am the bread of life, I'm telling you, find peace, find rest, come to me, and I will give you everything that you need. Give us this day our daily bread. He says that no one come to me unless the Father who sent me draws them. This reminds us with a few sort of reality truths. The first thing is that the faith that we have is a gift. It's a gift from God. We don't find God through our own cleverness. I don't wake up one morning and I say, no. This is a gift that he gives us. He initiates this gift of faith through a relationship. He shows to us a relationship that he has with the Father, and therefore it's a relationship that I have with him. When I come to him, when I kneel before him, who am I talking to? I'm talking to a provider, a nourisher. Everyone who has children in this room will know the roles and responsibilities we have as parents to be able to provide. But providing for our children is not just about providing the materialistic things. As a parent, we provide multiple things. We provide love, care, rest, comfort, warmth, food. We provide all these things for our children. And if it's good enough for me as a parent to provide this to my children, is it not good enough for the Lord Christ to be able to provide it for all of us? But the problem becomes with me and my way of thinking and how I'm looking at the Lord Christ. Because I look at the Lord Christ and I say that my relationship with you must be a transaction. I give in, I take out. I pray, you heal. I pray, you give. I pray, you provide. But it doesn't work that way. He says, this is divine security. I'm going to give you everything that you need, but just give me your heart. And he promises that everything that the Father gives me will come to me, and anyone who comes to me, I will never drive them away. And we read that in verse 37. So he offers a no rejection policy. He doesn't offer a love with conditions. There's no asterisk at the end of the sentence that says conditions apply. He doesn't say that I'll provide you everything that you need, and I promise that you're going to be safe, and I promise you're going to be well on the condition that you do A, B, C, D, and E. We don't do that. It's there evident in many other religions, but not in this one. It's a free promise that no matter the crime we commit, no matter the despair that we have, no matter the hurt that is in our heart, and no matter how lost we are, he comes and he tells me, I am the bread of life, and I will provide for you everything that you need, but have faith in me and have trust in me. 4 times in this passage, he says, and I will raise them on the last day. 4 times. Our connection with this bread of life, our connection with the Lord Christ, isn't just for today. It's an eternal bond that lives forever. But again, I need to choose to accept that bond. I need to choose to have that bond. He finishes up, or the gospel reading for today finishes up by him saying, they shall all be taught by God. To truly eat this bread, we must do more than simply hear the words of Jesus. It's very important and it's vital, but there is more that we need to do. We sometimes grumble at our physical expectations that blind us to this spiritual reality that's standing in front of us. For example, we pray for better circumstances. We pray for a change of scenery or a better job. I say that this isn't good enough for me. He says to me, I'm building for you a spiritual muscle. I'm building within you the patience that you need, the integrity, the ability to love our enemies. But I don't see it that way. I grumble that I miss the fact that God is currently feeding my character, but I'm not able to realize it because there's too much fog in front of my eyes. This fog is what I think benefits me. This fog is the circumstance that I'm going through. And I say to him, Lord, why would you bring me down this path? Why would you make me experience this sickness or this illness? Why would you show me these hard times? Why would you allow for me these difficult days? And he sits there and he's telling me, because I know what you need. You need more patience in your life. You need to love people more unconditionally. You need more integrity. You may not see it, but I see it. And he sits there and he waits for the right moment, and then he answers our prayers. And then he gives us what we want. And still, if I can accept all that, I need an immediate answer. I prayed for something, nothing changed. He must not be listening. He's listening to everyone else. He's listening to this person and that person and that person and that person, but he's not listening to me. يبقى معناتها ان ربنا ما بيحبنيش. معناتها انه هو زعلان مني. معناتها ان انا بعمل حاجه غلط. عايز اقول لكم ان احنا تفكيرنا مش زي اليهود اللي كانوا موجودين في ايام المسيح. في قانون موسى احنا مش كده. مش عشان حاجه حصلت معناتها ان انا عملت خطيه. لا. Like the boy who was born blind, the first thing that the disciples said to him, why was this man born blind? Was it him or his parents who sinned? It was neither. We don't think like that. We don't live like that. We don't believe that because I'm going through a hard time, it means I must sin. Then I have to go buy a certain number of birds and I have to offer up a certain number of sacrifices. We don't do that. Because it's an eternal promise. It's a promise of the resurrection. It's a promise of the hope that he offers before us on the altar every single liturgy. And all he says is that I am the bread of life. And everyone who comes to me will never hunger. And everyone who comes to me will never thirst. Why did he use these two analogies? Hunger and thirst. Because these are the two things that we need the most in our life, physically. So he says you need this physically, you need nourishment, and you need hydration to survive. Now, I'm going to tell you what else you need. You not only need this, but you also need me. I will satisfy your hunger and I will quench your thirst. So today, let's ask ourselves, what exactly am I hungry for? What am I hungry for? I think we've had enough of kofta and chicken, haven't we? We don't think we've had enough, yeah? Almost there. We've had meat satisfaction. Now let's look for a different type of satisfaction. Okay? خلاص يعني كفاية. Let's look at satisfying our soul. ويمكن الكنيسة عارفة كده، قالوا يا خلاص أسبوعين كفاية عليكم الكفتة واللحمة والفراخ. Now we need to focus on a different type of hunger. فيجي يقول لنا النهارده I am the bread of life. ارجعوا بقى للصيام. Huh? He's inviting us, the Lord today, He's inviting us to labor about what really matters. To be satisfied with not the material things of this world, but to be satisfied that we can come to Him and He can give us rest. The act of coming to Him, because He is the bread of life, coming and believing are what? They're verbs. It requires action. It can't just be, I believe. I'm here and I believe, and that's enough. No, it's not. It requires me to give my heart to the Lord Christ. It requires me to turn away from this world and what the world has to offer. It means I have to change my direction. I can't just walk out of here today and say, the Lord has provided for me. I believe that He is the bread of life. وكفاية. لا. لازم أتغير. لازم أغير أفكاري. لازم أنظف اللي في قلبي وأتغير. It means that I have to rely on Him totally. Bread, satisfaction. Thirst, nourishment. There's a reliance that we have to fill our stomachs with what we need. Now there's a reliance to fill our souls with what we need. So the bottom line is that we let the Lord Christ's life and the Lord Christ's values and His love become the very fuel that drive us and that give us what we need for our daily existence. I promise you, my brothers and sisters, He never forgets any one of us. But we need to have more wisdom sometimes and open our eyes to what really matters, to know and understand that He provides for us all our needs, but according to what His timing and according to His love and according to His character. He's given us what we need. We just need to open our eyes and accept that and understand that what He has given us is our daily bread that we need for our own survival. And glory be to God now.